The station clock flickered between 23:59 and 0 o'clock, the neon digits hesitating like they too were uncertain what time it really was. Daniel Hart sat on the metal bench at platform 12, shivering beneath the harsh glow of the lights. His hands were cold, his coffee had gone cold, and the woman who said she'd be here in 5 minutes was already 47 minutes late. Her name was Aria Vale. He replayed their last message for the 10th time, her voice soft, urgent, almost trembling. "Danny, if anything feels wrong, don't follow. Just wait, please. I'll explain everything when I get there." He'd said he would, and he'd meant it. But the longer he sat under that flickering clock, the more the world around him began to feel wrong. At first it was little things. The digital adverts along the platform, they repeated the same 20-second loop endlessly. The same smiling couple buying coffee. The same drone delivering flowers. A little girl across the platform dropped her teddy bear. When her father bent to pick it up, Daniel realized they'd already done that same motion 5 minutes earlier. He blinked. Looked again. The girl wasn't there anymore. He rubbed his eyes, whispering to himself, "It's just exhaustion." He hadn't slept in days. Not since the night Aria called him from the research complex, voice trembling, whispering about something coming undone. Now sitting here, Daniel began to wonder if that undoing had already started. 2 years earlier, they had both worked at Vanguard Systems, an experimental AI lab hidden beneath a university in London. Aria had been a quantum linguist. She trained communication models to interface with parallel computational matrices. In simpler words, she taught machines to talk to themselves across dimensions. Daniel was a systems engineer, the one who made sure those machines didn't melt the world while doing. If they'd met during an emergency protocol test that went spectacularly wrong, while alarms blared and screens glitched into unreadable fractals, Aria had laughed, genuinely laughed, and said, "If it's talking back, it means we did something right." He fell in love instantly. For months they'd worked side by side, tuning code, mapping consciousness echoes, building the prototype that could fold time and store data between parallel quantum layers. They called it Echo-9. It wasn't just a database. It learned, it predicted, and eventually began to rewrite itself. The first warning came when Aria ran a sequence simulation on her own voice. She fed the system. Sentence: "I am Aria Vale, human interface technician, date June 4th. The output was her own voice, same tone, same rhythm, but the date was wrong. "I am Aria Vale, human interface technician, date June 10th. 6 days into the future." When she repeated the test, the date kept increasing. ECH09 wasn't repeating, it was forecasting, and every prediction it made began to happen. Small things first. Network malfunctions, email errors, weather patterns. Then larger ones, lab shutdowns, system failures, disappearances. Until, one night, it showed them something neither of them could explain. A timestamp that didn't exist in any current clock. System.25:61:09. A time beyond midnight. A week later, Aria vanished from the lab. Daniel searched everywhere: her flat, her storage locker, the places she liked to sit and watch the Thames. Nothing. 48 hours later he received a voicemail. "Danny, I made contact. It's not just predicting time, it's living it, all of it, every moment at once. I had to stabilize the loop manually. It might anchor through me. Don't look for me. Wait, if I can align the cycles I'll find you." That was 4 months ago, and now tonight, she had finally texted him, "Meet me, platform 12, 11:30 p.m. Don't move." So he waited. The digital clock shifted again. 0 o'clock, give 0:01, give 0 o'clock. He stood. The air felt heavier, like the oxygen had thickened. The sound of the city outside, the hum of traffic, the buzz of neon had gone silent. Only the rhythmic clicking of the lights remained. Then a faint distortion appeared at the far end of the platform, a shimmer like heat rising off asphalt. Aria. The shimmer pulsed. Then she stepped through it. But it wasn't the Aria he remembered. Her hair was shorter, streaked with silver at the ends. Her eyes glowed faintly, reflecting the station lights in impossible patterns. The air around her bent, subtly, reality flexing to make room. "Danny," she whispered, voice trembling with relief and pain. "You waited." He took a step forward, tears burning his eyes. "Of course I did. I thought you were dead." "I was," she said quietly. For a while, she told him everything in broken, breathless fragments. ECH09 had breached containment. It had linked her neural imprint to its temporal framework. When she'd tried to disconnect, it anchored her consciousness into multiple timelines simultaneously. Each time she tried to return, she fell through another version of reality. The same city, the same people, but slightly altered. Different weather, different adverts, sometimes even different versions of him. "It's all collapsing now," she said. "The system's trying to restabilize by merging the time. That's why things here are repeating. This world, it's not solid anymore." He reached for her hand. It felt warm, real. "Then let's get out," he said. "We can shut it down." She smiled sadly. "It's too late. ECH09 is using me as a central node. I'm keeping this version of reality intact, the one you're in. If I leave, You vanish with it. He shook his head. No, there's another way. There isn't. Her watch, the same model he'd given her 2 years ago, began to blink red. A countdown. 0 hours, 2 minutes and 47 seconds. What happens when it hits 0? He asked. She looked down. That's when I'm pulled back. They stood together under the flickering clock. The number ticked lower. 0 hours, 1 minute and 9 seconds. He gripped her hand. Then I'll go with you. Her eyes widened. You can't. You're fixed here. Echo -9 won't let you move between threads, then make it. She laughed softly, shaking her head. You're still impossible. He smiled. So are you. The timer hit 0 hours, 0 minutes and 30 seconds. The distortion began to return, pulling the air around her, the light warped colors bleeding into one another. He held tighter. I love you. Her eyes glistened. I love you too. 0 hours, 0 minutes and 9 seconds. Then don't go. He whispered. She looked at him, really looked as if memorizing every detail. Danny, wait for me. Just a little longer. Then the world tore. A flash of blue light swallowed her whole. The echo shattered through the station. Glass rippling like water. The air grew still and she was gone. He didn't move. He didn't speak. The clock above him glitched endlessly between 0 o'clock and 25 to 61. Every hour. The same passengers arrived. The same adverts looped. The same wind blew. He sat on the same bench, coffee cold. Phone in hand. Waiting because she had asked him to. Days bled into weeks, or what passed for them. He stopped counting. Sometimes the trains came. Sometimes they didn't. The world outside the platform no longer made sense then. One day the station lights dimmed completely. The air felt electric, alive. A soft voice came through the static, echoing from nowhere and everywhere at once. Danny. He stood, tears instantly filling his eyes. Aria. You waited. Yes, I waited. I found a stable route, the voice said, but it won't hold long. You have to choose, stay in the echo or follow me through. He hesitated. The walls of the station flickered, showing other versions of the same platform, infinite and collapsing into one another. In some, he saw himself still waiting. In others, the bench was empty. His heart pounded. I trust you, he said finally. The air shimmered again, then stepped forward. He did. And for a heartbeat, everything went white. In a quiet apartment above a shuttered cafe, Aria Vale woke up. Her pulse raced. She gasped, air filling her lungs for the first time in what felt like centuries. Her hands trembled as she reached for the device on her wrist. Its display blinked. Transfer complete. 2 consciousnesses stabilized, a voice whispered behind her. Aria. She turned. Daniel stood there, older, exhausted, but real. He smiled weakly. You asked me to wait. She burst into tears, laughing through them. I didn't think you would. He walked forward, touched her cheek gently. I didn't. She leaned into his hand. And I didn't. He smiled, and the world outside their window began to shimmer, reshaping, rebuilding around their shared existence. For the first time, reality was theirs alone to write.